Hi guys, and welcome to this video for Year 12 Business Management. This video is for Unit 3, Outcome 3, which is about Operations Management. We are doing a video on Key Knowledge Point 3.6, which is all about strategies designed to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of operations in respect to quality. If we take a deeper dive into the study design, you can see that we have three strategies to become experts at, something called quality control, quality assurance, and then total quality management. We hopefully are going to understand these strategies, understand how they, if implemented, they should improve the efficiency and effectiveness of operations, particularly because of increased quality, and we will understand their characteristics and advantages and disadvantages. When we think about quality, we are talking about the degree of excellence of a good or service, and ultimately its fitness for a stated purpose. When we think of quality, we might think of lots of different words and characteristics, and I encourage you to think about businesses that you would associate with high quality. But generally it comes down to they have a degree of excellence, and what their purpose of their good is, it meets it. So it's fitness for its stated purpose. Now, in terms of quality management, it is integral to the reputation and profitability of its business. Quality management refers to the management of all production processes to make sure its outputs are consistently reliable, durable, and free from defects. So we are trying to make sure the output, which is ultimately the good or service that goes to a customer, is of a high quality, reliable, durable, and free from defects. Now, I don't think we have to talk too much to understand how important that is in terms of our objectives as a business. Now, in terms of the strategies, we are going to focus on three: quality control, quality assurance, and total quality management. When we talk about these, particularly quality control and quality assurance, I want you to be thinking about the similarities and differences, because that's quite a common exam question. When we talk about quality control, we are talking about a process where the products and services that are being produced are regularly inspected and evaluated during production. This is to ensure they are meeting the benchmark standards. So I want us to think of it, or I think of it like this. We gather all of our inputs and ultimately are going to use them to create outputs that we're hopefully going to sell for lots of money and have happy customers. Now, throughout that, we have our processes. Now, quality control is where throughout all of these processes, there are the goods that are being produced are going to be regularly inspected. And anything that is seen as not meeting the high standards is going to be pulled out of the production line to ensure that there is no defects when a customer gets it. So the purpose of quality control is to ensure problems and defects are identified before the product completion and service delivery. Now, there is one key word that I want you to really use in your responses. This is a reactive process. It is reactive because we are going to react throughout this process and pull something out. Quality control involves four key responsibilities or steps. We must establish the standards that we are going to expect, because we will pull the goods out that don't meet those standards. There must be lots of tests and inspections. And in those tests and inspections, we're going to compare the actual quality of the good to the benchmark, and we'll take corrective action or remove the defects if we identify them. What are the stages? As we said, we've just talked about them. We will establish the quality benchmarks. We will carry out inspections. We will compare these inspections to our benchmarks and correct processes and procedures to prevent that they're occurring and remove the defect. So that is something that we probably haven't talked about. The final step is, of course, we pull the defect out, but we should still then do some analysis to go, what was the issue with the process or procedure to create that defect? Let's fix that up to ensure that it doesn't happen again. We of course don't want it to keep happening again. That is a waste of time and money, and it means we're not being efficient. So for example, at your cool, I encourage you to have a look at this one. They will do lots of things in terms of their benchmarks and quality control. And in terms of advantages, there are many. Hopefully it will mean poor quality goods never reach the end customer, which will give the business a positive image and a reputation of having high quality. This quality control can increase the consistency of the product, and customers expect consistency and quality by continually testing and inspecting. We're making sure it's consistent. We're identifying when it's not consistent and addressing that. And it means we can have specifically trained staff to perform these tests to make sure that we have of a high quality good. And this quality test, and everyone understand that your work is going to be checked and inspected, can actually create a culture of quality and can push businesses to focus on and improve quality as a cultural imperative, which can create a competitive advantage. What are our disadvantages? All this testing and inspection can slow down the production, which of course it decreases the efficiency of the production. Rejection products generate waste, and waste also reduces the efficiency. Quality control might actually not identify the actual cause of the problem. We're just finding the mistakes. And because there are specifically trained staff, individuals may not take responsibility for the quality. They might go, that is someone else's, the inspectors, to find. So we then move on to our alternative, although I like to think a good business does quality control and quality assurance. Here we have another strategy. Quality assurance refers to a process through which a business receives certification that its systems and processes meet the quality standards of an external organization. This is a proactive measure, as opposed to quality control, which is reactive. And we're going to go back to the same diagram that I did before. Remember, we have inputs to outputs. While quality control was all about inspections throughout this process to pull goods out that are defective, quality assurance is where an external business, which is in charge of assessing the processes, will assess the processes. And the business will have to prove that their processes mean that there shouldn't be lots of quality issues. That's why it's proactive, because the business submits itself to a rigorous set of testing to determine if it meets the quality standards by a certification body. For example, Standards Australia or the International Organization of Standardization. Undertaking quality assurance technically, hopefully guarantees or gives a quality approval, because they have had to prove that there aren't defects in already so they don't need to be picked up, because they've looked at the processes. So they've analyzed the process to make sure we're doing this so well, we shouldn't have defects. Now, a good business, as I said, should still do lots of testing, i.e. quality control, to make sure the quality of the outputs is high. And it's important to note that quality assurance, the external organizations, probably expect quality control to occur. What is this certification process? How does it work? What are the stages involved in quality assurance? The organization will employ a consultant to advise on the quality standards. They will then give advice, and adjustments in the process will be made in line with the standards in order to achieve the certification. So the organization that hopes to get certified by a quality assurance business, a standards business, will get them to look at it, a consultant to look at them, and they'll adjust their process to make sure they are doing what the external party expects. And if that occurs, they will be granted certification. And this means they get the right to put their logo on their organization, certifying that they have a business of high quality. What are the advantages of doing quality assurance? It is great marketing. It gives customers peace of mind or reassurance that they are getting a business product that should be of a high quality because an external business has certified that the business's processes mean that they should be of a high quality. This can give a business a point of difference, a competitive advantage, and an edge over its rivals. And because it is proactive focus on quality, it means errors and waste should be eliminated before they arrive. We're not finding the mistakes. We're making sure the mistakes don't happen, thus increasing efficiency. An external assessment of quality also gives them a true actual indication of quality. What are the disadvantages? It can be very expensive to get certifiers to do this. This is their business. They are a quality assurance business. They get paid to do this process, so it can be expensive. It can be time consuming to do all the documentation to prove that your processes mean you have a high quality business. And it often requires an ongoing investment. Quality assurance means that there is often audits every maybe 4 years to keep proving that your processes are of a high quality. And while we have talked about marketing and point of differentiation, there really is no guaranteed return on this money. You are hoping that your customers will value this. We then come to our final strategy, the one I would say don't talk about unless you have to, because it is a little bit more complicated, and it's called total quality management. This is where a business lives and breathes quality. It is integral to everything that they do. This is where a business will have a holistic, so whole of business approach or business-wide approach to the management of quality, where all members of the business commit to achieving excellence and high quality in every aspect of their operations. Total quality management is trying to create a culture of a business where they don't have just some quality issues, they have no quality issues. It is a defect-free production process. This means there is no waste and inefficiency, and all of the inefficiency is eliminated throughout their entire production line. They are striving for perfection. What is a business that does this really well? Our friends in Toyota. They strive for this. They do just-in-time management to mean that they can't have a defect because they don't have a spare part to bring in because they are trying to eliminate storage costs. And I encourage you to look at some videos on total quality management for Toyota. What are the core principles of total quality management that you should talk about? It involves continuous improvement. They are striving to this. They live and breathe quality. They are trying to think about how they can do things better all the time. And this will always come down to a quality improvement focus. They are making sure that they are accurately evaluating their processes, and they must involve all the employees. And they know if they do that, ultimately, the customer will be happy, and there is a focus on the customer because they know that if the customer is happy, the business should achieve their objectives. You can read about the core principles a bit more here. What are the advantages? If you do this well, the advantages are massive. You should have 0 defects, significantly reducing waste and significantly reducing the costs of their business, giving the business lots of options. Means they have competitive advantage in cost, which means they might be able to sell their goods for cheaper, or they might have a higher gross profit margin for my accounting friends. This ongoing focus on quality through continuous improvement means they should continually be improving. And as I said, it gives them a significant competitive advantage because in reality, there are very few of these businesses that just have an entire culture and business-wide approach to quality. It means they have a corporate culture, that everyone is responsible for quality, and this can drive customer satisfaction because there should be zero defects, so the customer should ultimately be happy. The disadvantages are this is very expensive and very time consuming to bring in. It requires a whole business-wide commitment, and some employees might not be happy with this. There might be resistance. It requires significant and ongoing investment, involves significant training, and this can disrupt productions if we think about off-the-job training and even on-the-job training. And it can take a very, very long time to really be implemented to have a culture of this. Culture takes a long time to change. And this can increase the stress and strain of employees because there is this constant pressure to have high quality goods. You feel like you're being inspected and watched throughout because ultimately you probably are because of quality being so important. Now, if they do this effectively, whether it's total quality management, quality control, quality assurance, effective management of quality can improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the operation system. It will minimize waste and defects, reducing operation costs, drive consistency and quality of the final product, improve customer satisfaction and image, and can create this corporate culture which is invaluable. So in short, doing these strategies should increase the efficiency and effectiveness of their operations. And I hope that you've got a lot out of this video and understand the importance of quality, and you've understood how quality control, quality assurance, and total quality management can help achieve the business objectives.